Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Newage Toys has new decos of Legend-scale Decepticons. The next Transformers crossover featuring the fastest Hedgehog alive, and we get the full reveal of the first wave of Hasbro's new Age of the Primes toy line. Today is Wednesday, December 11th, 2024, and this is episode 620 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's expecting a Super Mario Transformers crossover any day now. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
It's me. How you doing?
Creator, producer, and star of Empire of Rust, editor Mike.
I'm waiting for the Bowser Transformer.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian beast.
They already did one. It was third party, and it's really awesome. Let's talk Transformers.
I thought you were going to reference that Megatron Godzilla.
No. No, I'm not.
That's all it would be.
We don't talk about that.
All right, as always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatrons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to support us and contribute to the show. We really appreciate it. Helps us keep the show going. If you are not a Donatron and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that's where you can sign up, either on PayPal or Patreon. And that will, the little contribution goes a long way. Help us keep everything moving here. And you also get some perks, including bonus content. And that includes our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's done by Daryl and Dr. Pants. You can access all the episodes of We Like Big Bots on our Patreon page. There's 14 episodes, each one featuring a bigger bot, with Daryl and Dr. Pants showing off all the toys in their collection that represent that bot. And if you like that, keep asking Daryl and Dr. Pants for more episodes, and hopefully they will produce them very soon. We've also got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. And this week, the bonus uncut version of episode 130, Throw Magnum from the Train, is out. That's on our Patreon page. It's available to Donatrons right now. This is the early bonus uncut version, and then the regular version of this will be out next week, December 16th, and that will be at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. So, Mike, we have you here this week. Anything you want to tease with Empire of Rust? This next episode coming up. I like the title. I like the reference. It's I'm now imagining Magnum as a very cranky old lady that people want to murder. So.
I mean, that's just
what's going on.
That's just truth. The truth is character, But yeah, so we're continuing the Harmonium story, and yeah, it's going to be a fun time. There's going to be some stuff coming up for Empire of Rust that's going to be a little bit different. Just a kind of short announcement for it. I didn't go with BC on this one. I didn't clear it through him first, so it's gonna it's gonna be fresh off the presses here. We actually had some scheduling issues over the last couple months, so I think in January we're going to miss a drop or so, miss an episode. But there is going to be some other stuff that we are going to put together while we get caught back up. Because unfortunately, if we don't, then I'll be editing like 3 days before the show is supposed to go live, and that's just not going to happen. But yeah, a couple of fun things coming down the pike for Empire of Rust.
Awesome, yeah. I know there is there's some side stories going on. I think there's something you teased a few months ago, so I think that's still in the pipeline. So we'll be looking for that.
It is. It certainly is. It's just taking a lot longer to put together than I anticipated. And, life gets in the way sometimes. So,
All right. And I believe for the end of the year, the last episode coming out this year will be a backstory bonus episode, right? It's not a regular episode. So
that's right. It's going to be a 4-part flashback episode for some of the stuff that these guys have been doing before the current storyline. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
cool. All right. All that content being produced and no episode of We Like Big Bots in our future anywhere on the horizon. No, maybe.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm here every week working away. I mean,
Dr. Pants isn't here,
away.
so it's he
was here last week though.
Daryl's only half the story here, so yeah.
Yep.
He's not even the boss.
Not even one of the founders of the podcast.
Nope. If I had more time, man, if I had more time, so many things I could do. None of them podcast related, but there could be so many more things.
All right. Well, but we are looking forward to all the awesome Empire of Rust episodes coming very soon. So
I don't think Daryl is.
Nope.
Everyone except Daryl.
But my opinion doesn't matter. It's okay. It's okay.
Everyone who counts loves Empire of Rust. All right, we've also still got copies of our exclusive Transformers #1 from Skybound. We commissioned an exclusive cover for that for issue 1 with artwork by the awesome EJ Sue. So you can still pick up that cover at our website, transmissionspodcast.com/comic, and we will ship that right out to you. I imagine EJ Sue might be back at TFCon Los Angeles next March. So if you do get a copy of Transformers #1 and you do go to TFCon Los Angeles, you can probably get it signed there. So keep out for that. I don't know anything official. This is just me speculating, but he lives in Los Angeles, so it's probably easy for him to go to TFCon. So we'll see. So
he's also got one of the covers on the 10th printing of #1. He has a new cover there. So
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would love to know I would love to know if anyone actually bought all 10 covers.
Oh, there are people. It's not 10 covers. It's
10 issues. Yeah, 10
printings. There's probably 830 covers.
Same comment on the covers.
And lastly, of course, we've got our Toy Hacks 15% off code. So this is for the month of December. So if you are still, want some Christmas gifts for either yourself or someone you love who loves Transformers toys and loves stickers, you can use our code HOLIBOTS, HOLIBOTS. That will give you 15% off all your purchases at toyhacks.com. So please use that in good health. That will be good until December 31st. All right, let's get into our toy talk with Transformers, and we'll start off this week with some HasBlab.
All right, so we're getting closer to the HasLab Omega Prime being released, and we have, I think this is thanks to, is it In Demand Toys? Did it? In Demand Toys on Facebook posted the stock images for the figure. So we have the box what the box is going to look like here, and then they have just stock images of both the regular mode Optimus Prime and and Ultra Magnus. You got the alt modes of both and Blue Bolts there, and then I guess the kind of battle station mode, and just another one there. And then this is what the back of the box is going to look like, and it shows off everything else that comes with it. You have Cerebros, the Matrix Blade, and Blue Bolts pointed out there, as well as Optimus and Ultra Magnus. Surprisingly, this front picture of the box is the only like Omega Prime picture we get in all the stock images, and that surprised me. But yeah, so I guess the next thing we're going to be expecting is probably those notes from Hasbro Pulse saying, "Hey, verify your address." And when that comes, shipping will follow that pretty quickly. So getting close.
The box art looks like Marcelo Mater.
Yeah, I don't know if they've confirmed it, but it wouldn't surprise me. He does a lot of stuff with them recently.
He's a Hall of Famer now. He's probably their go-to in-house artist now.
Yeah, because I know he was on their stream for the Age of the Prime stuff, right? Where they kind of surprised him with that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving with a bunch of quick hits.
All right, and we're going to start off this week by talking about Kang Toys again. They have been in the news a lot lately with a new prototype image of their Swoop figure. This is Terra Howl, and it's a stylized Swoop. We talked about I think it was their Sludge last week, and it's a G1 styled Dinobot, but extremely stylized. We were talking about it again, like I said last week, with their Sludge. This is a very Kang Toys looking Swoop figure. With regards to their style, it's going to be very angular, very sharp, but you're going to be able to kind of recognize the Dinobot in there. There's a lot of I don't know. It's very, very stylized. I mean, if you're not seeing it in the pictures or you haven't seen them yet, take a look. We've got links in the show notes. But we got images of both robot and alt mode. Plus, this time we do actually have images of the arm mode, which is what this figure will turn into, and it's a pretty good looking arm mode. It appears to be broken up into multiple parts. Like there's a shoulder component and then a forearm component with the hand. There's not a lot of linkature between the two, so it looks like there's.
It kind of blends into the background. There's a black piece there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Because it must just blend into the background because it's very. Oh yeah, okay. I see it on the next picture. So yeah, it's definitely it is there. So it's not separate. But yeah, no, it looks cool. It looks like a really cool arm, and it's a neat looking transformation. And so yeah, if you're into this, then go ahead and pick it up. It's going to look like a wild Volcanicus. I can't wait to see what it looks like altogether.
Yeah, the robot mode almost looks like a mech to me, like a
Gundam.
Yeah, kind of like a Gundam, like with the text that they have on there with the name, and then on the other shoulder it has O2. And I wonder if that's kind of the look they're going for all the robot modes.
Yeah,
like
maybe
these could be like piloted mechs.
Sure, it's neat.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've talked about not this specifically, but this kind of rendition of an Optimus before. The band Bump of Chicken, who is a Japanese band. They've been in, I think, some anime soundtracks. They have a stylized Earthrise Optimus Prime here. It's called the Bump of Chicken Convoy. And it looks like Optimus just kind of fell into a paint factory. He's got an orange arm, a blue arm, green legs, a gold helmet, and a silver gun. And I don't know. I mean, it's their style. I think we've seen it before, but this is an interesting thing. And the story also mentions that in that Studio Trigger little short that was done, this was briefly seen in there as well. This is going to be sold for 7,000 yen, which is almost like $47 US, and it's going to include an exclusive manga, and it's also going to be sold on the Bump of Chicken web or at the Bump of Chicken concerts. So, very, very interesting. They also have a Transformers Bump of Chicken T-shirt and an acrylic stand. If I can see pictures of this. A very interesting looking figure. But then, yeah, here's the T-shirt. Just a black T-shirt with kind of this design on it. And then I don't know if we have the acrylic stand. Oh, there's the better T-shirt picture. And the
Is this the band? Is that the band?
I think that's the band.
Okay.
So they look like they have fun. I mean, so if you're into their music, you might want to check this out. I'm not sure if it's going to be available in the US since all the pricing is in yen, but I'm sure if you're a fan of the band, you'll know how to get it.
They must really like Transformers because they've had several like things that they've done in Japan. I guess they've got the popularity in Japan, and they, I guess, have the desire to do crossovers.
I mean, we've seen much worse crossovers. I mean, that what was it? That the yellow Soundwave that
the Linkin Park one?
No, there was that artist one that had like the smiley
DJ?
face.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. We've seen much worse. This, I mean, I think
that's what I was going to touch on, was that in a world that includes the Linkin Park Gold Soundwave, the yellow one from the DJ that nobody seems to be able to remember because he's like South American and incredibly popular, way more popular than any of us realize. And there you go. Frenzy is red in the chat, says it's Jay Balvin, so that's who it was. This is, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that this thing exists, but to my eyes, this is ridiculous. So, I mean, this is a hard pass for me, but it's like the, I mean, when I see this, it reminds me of like the rainbow colored Batman suits, right? But at least that was canon. That was in a comic. There's no reason for this other than the band wants it like this. And it seems ridiculous.
I mean, if anything, it's just, maybe expands the existence of these figures to wider audience that might not be looking for Transformer figures. And then they get this and then they're like, oh, wonder what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you like Transformers and you've got the popularity of a pop band, like if you're in a pop band and you really like Transformers and it's your dream to have like a personalized Transformer to represent your band, then I'm sure they're if no one else is excited, they're excited to have their own Bump of Chicken Optimus Prime. So I'm sure the people in the band who are fans of Transformers, this is something for them. So
right, and
if we could have a transmissions Transformer, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it would definitely, the colors would be a little more normal, but it would have like the bad guy or good guy logo on. But
yeah.
But Frenzy in Red also mentions that Bump of Chicken did all the music for the Studio Trigger trailer. So this is, I am happy for, them to be associated with the brand more than like a Linkin Park. So anyway.
Next up, we have, thanks to Amazon Japan, we get some official images of the Missing Link Sunstreaker and Cordon. Missing Link, again, is the modern articulated version of the G1 figures, and Sunstreaker and Cordon are the next two to come out in this series. They are going to include a Diaclone worker kind of figure for each of them. And each figure is going to be about $88 or so, and coming up in June of 2025 for a listing. So it's still quite a ways away, even though we have the stock images and official images already ready to go for it. I wonder if they'll actually pull the release date so it's a bit sooner than that, and it's still over 6 months away at this point. And it looks like they've gotten it at a good point here. So. I wonder.
It's a really interesting toy line, just in general. Weird, just a weird thing to do, where it's just like let's take the old G1 figures and just add extra joints to them,
yeah,
and re-release them.
I just wish that the price was a little bit less, especially on the Bumblebee and Cliffjumper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or just give it as a 2-pack.
I'm going to echo you a bit, Charles, here, and I don't understand the point of the line. I don't particularly think they look really good, partly because the G1 figures, I mean, sad to say, a lot of them just didn't look good. They were toys of the time, and they are, not the greatest things in the world. But
yeah, I mean. It's because it's funny because the whole reason Transformers exist is because Hasbro took an old toy line and basically gave it a cool backstory and shined it up, and then put media behind it. But the original toys were they're cool. They're, of course, everyone thought they were cool and interesting toys, but they were not designed to look like very interesting characters, because they wore essentially mech suits for little guys to pilot around. So
exactly.
they weren't supposed to look like interesting characters. It took Sunbow and Marvel Comics to basically re-render them to look more character friendly, and those designs have been what people have been using as inspiration for future iterations of these characters. So yeah, it's interesting to try and go back to those original G1 designs, but it's I don't know who this is satisfying, but apparently people are into it. So
yeah,
I was at a toy store shortly after the Missing Link Prime came out, and I don't know if it was just the owner of the store really liked it, or he was just this was just the hard sell. But I was there with a friend of mine, and he's just got into collecting again. Actually, it's Brandon who does all the voiceovers for Empire of Rust, and he got the hard sell on the Missing Link Prime. The guy was for 20 straight minutes, he was just singing its praises. And it's all right, bud, you're trying to sell me your stuff. I get it, but we had dinner to go to here, so let's go.
Yeah, I feel like I like what Hasbro did with the G1 Universe Optimus in the Legacy line, and it would be neat to see some of these get that, where it's a completely new toy that looks like the old toy with modern stuff. And I think that would be really fun to see, as opposed to getting these, because like you said, the original look, I mean, yeah, they were great for the time, but looking at them now, they're not the best looking robots.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and I think given the price point these are at, if you show me the Missing Link Optimus Prime versus the Studio Series 86 Prime, I'm picking the Studio Series 86 Prime every time.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know who these are for. It seems like an odd choice, especially considering we just came off of the some of the studio series and the War for Cybertron series, which took a lot of like animation accurate, not animation accurate, but a lot of animation inspired designs. And like this is like the next evolution in the series and the brand. It seems like a misstep.
I'll tell you who these are for. These are for people like me who collect G1 incredibly hard and have all the G1s, most of them. I'm at 350 figures now of G1s.
Damn.
That's incredible. Anyway, so these
humble
are
brag.
For me. Just a humble brag, yeah. So these are for people like me who, when I was a kid, I had my Bumblebee, or this is just the one I could reach. This is red Bumblebee I'm holding up. Another humble brag, because this is another harder to find figure. But yeah, so this figure, as fun as it was, sucked. So you wanted to, your imagination could only go so far. You wanted to put it in some kind of a dynamic pose. But again, you were also, in my case, I was like 4, 5, 6 years old playing with these things, and I was breaking them. I was pulling the legs off, right? Because these legs they pop out, right? If you've ever played with one of these things, they pop out, right? And you're not breaking them. They go right back in. So that's what this toy line is for. It's for somebody who their head is still stuck in 1985 when they were sitting there on their living room table playing with their Transformers, and they wanted to bend the knees and bend the elbows on their, G1 Bumblebee, and they couldn't, right? Or their Optimus Prime, because everyone had one and they couldn't bend the damn knees, or they could, but they couldn't bend the hips too, because the hips didn't move in the right direction, or the elbows or the shoulders. Nothing did what your mind told you it should do. So if the idea is to bring back the G1 line in this form, I'm all for it. They're insane, but it's, there's a couple figures out there that I want to see brought back with more articulation. I'm glad they did the penny racers, because I wish they were a little cheaper, but I want to get one just to have the articulation that this little piece of shit didn't have, right? It's just, it's a tiny little brick. It doesn't do anything. So yeah, I'm all for this line. It's charging new. So there's like 3 taxes on this thing. There's like the Transformer tax, which is still super high because of like the movies and all this stuff. There's the new engineering on an old figure. So you'd think because of the old engineering, you can just use all that and just put some new parts in it. No, they're re-engineering the whole damn thing from the ground up. And then you've got the nostalgia tax on top of that. So there's like 3 levels of pricing on this, which is crazy. So the cost is way, way too high, right? And yeah, so I don't know. I want to really get in on this, but I can't do all these different lines. And if I'm going to complete the G1 line, I got to focus on that and maybe a few masterpieces along the way. But I'm really into this line. I can't wait to see what they do next. I love the idea that they're doing a Sunstreaker, because he's a really great figure. The G1 is gorgeous. Yeah, just give me more. I want to see it. I'll experience it third hand, second hand, third hand, whatever.
Fourth hand.
All right.
Good.
Good job, Takara. You made figures just for Daryl.
Yep.
I feel like I just got the hard sell.
All right, moving on. We have a new figure from YOLO Park. This is another one of their action figures that do not transform. They are kind of these pre-assembled model kits. This is Rise of the Beasts Mirage. So that was the breakout character from Transformers Rise of the Beasts, the movie last year. That was voiced by Pete Davidson. And yeah, it's a cool looking figure, very detailed, very much looks like the movie model. So you can see he can put him in lots of poses. He has detachable arm cannons that can replace his regular arms. So you can put him in lots of poses. He has die cast parts. He has rubber tires. He has LED lights. And he has a stand that you can put him on. He's 16 centimeters tall. So, Daryl, you got your tape measure? What is that
Neanderthal measurements?
Yes.
We call them freedom units.
That 16 centimeters is just under 6.5 inches.
All right. So you can order
Did
this.
You say damn right? Is that what you said?
No, I said all right. I said all right.
Oh, I was gonna say good joke.
Damn right. 6 inches.
Simmer
Now I
down,
wish I
Charles.
had said that.
You're out of control here, man.
You can pre-order it at the Yellow Park website for $53.99, and it will be releasing the first quarter of 2025. So, coming earlier than those missing link figures. So, look forward to that.
All right, next up, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. The DNA Designs DK61 Legacy United Vector Prime upgrade kit, and they've announced some changes to this kit. They had some problems with the ability to paint the top part of the shoulder armor. They're having problems getting the blue to match the concept art, so they've changed the paint slightly. They have new shin armor that is just brand new, but they had to remold about a quarter of the figure to accommodate the shin armor. So this might extend the time before it's released. And then they are also going to include a transparent sword that was originally just going to be a surprise in the package, and they've just decided it's not going to be a surprise. They're going to just announce it. So, I mean, in all, I think this is, I really appreciate that they, keeping customers updated and, letting people know ahead of time that, hey, the original concept art was going to look like this, and we had some problems. So it's going to be, a little bit different, but, it hasn't come out yet. So if you've pre-ordered it, you still have time to reassess if you want to. But I think the kit still looks really cool. So we have pictures here of the armor. I think it comes with the sword, or does the original figure come with the sword? But I know this is coming with the transparent one.
Yeah, 2 swords. He's going to have a transparent sword. So I think the original one comes with the original regular sword.
Okay. But anyway, this looks really cool. And I think the sword is only available for the first production run. So, later versions won't get it. Oh, it does come with 2 swords.
Oh, there you go.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is cool. DNA Design does great stuff. So, hopefully people aren't too disappointed. Hopefully they weren't too locked into the original colors.
Next up, we have Newage Toys is releasing another version, the third version of their Cyclops figure. And Cyclops is the Legends-sized Shockwave figure. This one is going to be yellow, gray, and purple. It's his Shattered Glass release, and it's going to come with a bunch of accessories. Hands, a little mini Shockwave so he can play with himself. And I was hoping someone would laugh at that. As well as a display stand too. Yeah, not too much to say about the figure. Again, this is the third version of the mold. We don't have any pricing information on it, but I imagine it'll be roughly equivalent to what it was before, and we don't have any release date information on it just yet. So, yeah. Legends Shattered Glass Shockwave coming soon.
And last quick hit, we've also got another figure from Newage Toys, and this is their Legends scaled Galvatron, and this is another deco version of their H23U Darius. And this version of their G1 Galvatron is a deco inspired by the G1 animated movie. So this is the colors, the purple and the colors matching the animated movie. He's got interchangeable faces, hands, and a little matrix with a chain to wear around his neck. So this is the fourth of the variant of this figure that New Age has put out. So again, this joins the other the Shockwave variant that they just showed off too. I want is New Age must be selling these. Like I just imagine. I mean, for a deco inspired by the '80s movie, I think is probably going to move easily. But all the variants they put out for each of these figures, like every time we look at these New Age figures, there's 3, 4, 5 different color variants. I wonder how many people are picking up all these different variants. I mean, it's interesting because I would think that most people would say, I just want, like, for example, for Shockwave, I just want the regular purple Shockwave. I don't need a yellow Shockwave that has no media no media associated with it. So it's interesting that they're doing these variants. Of course, with Galvatron, having a movie accurate, color accurate Galvatron makes all the sense in the world. I'm wondering why this wasn't the first variant they released, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I have one of their first versions of it. I think it's just the the purple, just the regular purple one. But I like it. It's a really good figure. So
yeah. All right, that's all our quick hits. So now let's get into the main event. Lots of big news this week.
Okay, well, this week saw. I guess it was Hasbro attend Cybertron Con, and they announced a bunch of new figures that are going to hit the market in 2025. So yeah, let's go over a few of those. Let's see, Jeremy, you following the pictures, or what are we doing here?
I'm following the pictures.
Okay, great. Starting off, we saw some of these figures in the leaks that happened, and now they are confirmed. So we are getting the Aerialbots, G1 Aerialbots, and starting off, we got a Silverbolt, and it appears to be his own new mold. Nothing, no mold sharing going on. He's his own character, his own mold. So yeah, G1 Silverbolt, and it appears as though he's. I didn't really read the description of his breakdown here. Let's see here. Yeah, so he's a commander class figure, and he's coming with all the pieces to make Superion. So yeah, everything that will be needed to build a Superion is coming with Silverbolt, and it will also be able to be built into a bit of a base, I don't know, it's a very clumsy looking base that he can stand behind. You can see it in the picture there. So yeah. But anyway, it looks really good. Silverbolt's going to be a big figure, and then you can kind of build Superion without any additional help. So that seems to be what Hasbro is doing right now. They're doing what third party's been doing for years, and they're going to go with the skeleton, and everybody kind of clips in and adds on to that. That's what they did with Menasor. So, and it seemed to work. So
it does kind of give you the instant gratification of kind of having the combiner without having all the pieces.
That's right. So yeah. And Silverbolt is, he's a good figure. He's going to be, like I said, a commander class figure. So it's going to be a little spicy at the but that's what Motormaster was. So expect that's going to be the style going forward.
I worry though, the like looking at this figure, it looks like a deluxe sized figure, or it just
I was
it
going to
does,
say core class. It looks
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it looks very simple, and the commander price point is probably because of everything else it comes with.
Yep.
It's funny, yeah. I like Alex in the chat said it's a jet with a trailer. I like that. It's very interesting how they've redesigned Silverbolt here with this giant. He by himself. He still turns into this Concorde jet, but then you just get this giant backpack thing on the back to turn him into like a super jet.
I was going to say he looks more like the Ark at that point with all this other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of stuff, and then I mean that's the way they're going with things, and if that's what they got to do to get the, I mean, I look at it like this: the stuff does something, right? Yeah. With G1, it was just you got the guy, and here's all the crap you're gonna lose, right? Well, at least the extra pieces here are useful in some way. Sure, they clip onto the back and make his, the ass end of the jet, huge, but you don't have to use that. At least it all clips into and can be used, and in both modes too. There's a little base, so I give them props for doing that, because they really didn't have to do that, right? They did it with the Motormaster as well. They gave the whole extra piece of a trailer that just didn't need to be there, but they did, and I'm grateful that they did all that. So it it's good. I'm the part that bugs me is this whole skeleton bit. I know, and I've complained about that for years on the show. So I'd really appreciate them doing it a little bit more towards the old way, where each bot was their own piece and they just clipped into each other. But I understand that it's not going to look right, and they're going a little bit more towards aesthetics rather than
this is how you get the cartoon look.
Yeah.
I still think Combiner Wars was great. I mean, that's 10 years old, but Combiner Wars figures was great. I still have my Combiner Wars Superion. I think their kind of redo of the Scramble City style of combiners was really great for those designs. I mean, every figure wasn't perfect, but at least the Superion one I really liked. So I mean, this one looks good too, but yeah, I'm with you, Daryl. I don't like the skeleton design there, but
Well, Frenzy is Red in the comments is theorizing that the arms and legs are swappable, kind of a Scramble City style. So we'll looks to be more like that. And let's hope that it is. So we'll go with that. Anyway, we get some pictures of the actual figure. We get some pictures of the box, and we move on to the next one, which is Air Raid, I think. Yeah. So yeah, we got Air Raid, and the limbs are all deluxes. So this is a deluxe class Air Raid, and he looks good. So deluxe packaging. You can see that they're back with the window. The plastic in the window, so you don't have to worry about anyone stealing the head off the Air Raid. So, the packaging has gone from like angular, like we've seen for years. I think I have one sitting right here. So, we're all, everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's just this angular box, and everything's kind of like you can't stack them, right? It's unstackable boxes. They're squares now, they're rectangles, and you can definitely stack these things as long as you push the top or the flap down at the top, or the peg. Anyway, I'm much more happy with the rectangular boxes, because as someone who generally doesn't open a lot of his pocket packages, I need them to stack. So yeah,
We'll say I really like the head design on this. It looks more animated, but I mean, it looks like a little different than anything we've seen before.
That's right. One last thing on Air Raid, and just as a side note, I always loved it because Air Raid's also an F-15, and all the Seekers are F-15s, but they don't look anything alike. They don't transform anything like, and their body types are different. But
He's so much smaller.
He's very small, right? And yet he is the exact same alt mode, but their robot modes look completely different. I always kind of like that. So anyway, moving on. The next one is I think that's Slingshot. So yeah, Slingshot again, deluxe, 2 blasters, little plane. I can't remember what kind of plane he is. I think he's I think it's a starts on F4 or something like that. I don't know my planes very well. But yeah, looks good. I'm digging the deluxe class Aerialbots. They look great. So yeah, they
the one Aerialbot awesome. Voiced by Yakko from Animaniacs.
Right. Yes. Alex in the chat says he's a Harrier, so that's cool. Good job. And
I do have to agree that these Aerialbot figures in robot mode they look very nice, very stylized, look like the animation models that they from the G1 cartoon. So that's definitely a point in their favor.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these in person, even if they are going to be smaller than I was hoping for. I think they're going to look really good.
Yep. All right. Moving on. I think we have more Aerialbots, but next up we have what is this? Tarantulas? No, sorry. This is Wasp. Tarantulas. Waspinator. This is Fugitive Waspinator from the Age of the Primes, and is also a deluxe. So this is I believe this is going to be like the animated design. This is like animated Bumblebee, but I think this was in one episode, wasn't it? They had a whole bunch of different animated Bumblebee designs. Yeah. So there you go.
And he was just Wasp. He wasn't Waspinator. This was before he turned into Waspinator. He was just Wasp.
Yeah, I was right.
But you can't really trademark Wasp. So.
All right then.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that was the thing, because in animated it was interesting what they did in Transformers Animated, because Bumblebee and Wasp, that that makes sense if they came from the same squad and were the same body type, and then they took he went he kind of went crazy, and then Black Arachnia found him and mutated him into Waspinator later on. And he got a wasp, like a real wasp beast mode and everything.
Looks cool. Next up, this is the one of the primes. I don't remember which one this is. Is this
Solus Prime?
Solus.
This is Solus. Yeah. Okay. So this is Solus Prime, and it's purple with an alt mode that's like a truck. I don't know, Charles. I don't know a lot about Solus Prime, so why don't you take this one? Does it look like Solus Prime?
Yes. Well, yeah. The robot mode does. I mean, she never really had an alternate mode that wasn't, very visible before. I mean, but I like her truck alt mode, but she was the what, like the creator Prime. She had the forge, that big hammer, the forge of Solus Prime that could, she used it to build all the weapons for the other primes. So that was, there was a kind of a tragic love triangle between her, Prima, and Megatronus, and that was what caused the rift that destroyed the community of the primes, and caused for the fall of the primes and everything like that. So that was the thing. So it's cool. She looks good. This is something I'm definitely interested in picking her up. I think she looks great.
Mark my words, you'll get all 13 of them.
I'm not committing to that.
Daryl is.
You'll do it.
Daryl's committing that you're going to do it.
Yeah. And I don't think I mentioned it, but Solus is also deluxe. Moving on. This is the G2 Grimlock, Series G2 Grimlock. and we've talked about G2 Grimlock enough. So it's not a lot more to say about them. It's coming with a wheelie that's comic book accurate, IDW comic book accurate.
No,
Although I guess
original Marvel.
Is it the Marvel one? Yeah, the
Wild Boy.
That's right. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. I mean,
Wheelie's
it's
still
Grimlock.
terrible.
They haven't done anything to improve it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next up, this is Megatronus. And it's leader class. And we talked about this already before because Mark did a whole Instagram post about it. And so this is Megatronus the Fallen, and it looks really good. Big ass box on this one. Again, still with the window packaging. So nice big plastic sheet over the window. And because in the past they've done even like a full like cardboard box, like you couldn't even see the figure in the old leader class boxes. So nice to be able to see the figure again. But this one looks good. It looks like a nice figure. I'm sure Charles will pick this up.
I'm guessing that the Cybertronian below the gun, it says Requiem Blaster. That's my educated guess there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of the Fallen in general, so I'm probably going to skip this one.
Are you sure?
You'll get it. All right, this is one that caught my attention because I think we'd seen it on other on the leaked lists as well. But this is a Titan class for one, which blew my mind that they're making this a Titan class. But this is the 13-star Optimus Prime. So I have a lot of questions. Because this is not an Optimus Prime. So, right, we've discussed this before. I have this G1 figure, and why am I not remembering his name right now? He's right back there.
Star Convoy?
It's Star Convoy, yeah. It's Star Optimus Prime in Japan. It's Star Convoy.
I thought he was the resurrected Optimus Prime that died in the movie in the Japanese continuity.
Charles,
I can't help you here. I do not know the Japanese lore that well, so I don't know what the backstory is on Star Convoy. I just know he was a Micromaster car carrier thing. He had lots of he was a play set for all the Micromasters.
Yeah.
So
okay, so he is still that.
The TF Wiki says that he is the original Optimus Prime reborn.
Resurrection. Okay, then. We can't argue with the Wiki. The Wiki is truth. Okay, so this is the 13-star Optimus Prime, and it is a new Star Convoy. They did come out with one a few years ago, which was just a remold of that. What was it? Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime, the one that had the Orion packs, and then you put the Orion packs in there, very Star Saber-esque. And they did that into a Star Convoy. Anyway, this one looks way better. And so I'm going to give them a lot of props on that. It comes with all kinds of blast effects, a bunch of shoulder mounted guns. And then it comes with the two pieces that you want your Star Convoy to come with. It comes with a Micromaster hot rod and the little Micromaster bus thing. And so, yeah, these things look great. It does everything that Star Convoy needs to do. It does transform into that weird truck, and it's got the base mode. So, yeah, it looks fantastic. As I've talked about many times on the show, I have an original Star Convoy that has all the pieces. So I have an original Micromaster Hot Rod. Now, to see everybody get super excited about getting a new Micromaster Hot Rod has me really stoked. So, yeah, people are asking for the Micromaster Hot Rod all by itself, which I hope they don't do, because it makes it that much more rare to get it and harder to, so you should be able to get this. And it looks like a great figure. So I'm really hoping that people get it. I want to get this. The fact that it's a Titan kills me though. Like, how big is this thing? I don't see any kind of measurements on it. Just the fact that it's a 36 step transformation, which is kind of low for such a big figure. I have a fear that all the other crap that they're including, all the blast effects, and then the little van, and then the Micromaster are all, kind of like supplementing the size of the figure, that it's probably at best, it's probably a leader class figure with a bunch of crap. So
he is 15 inches tall.
Where did you see that?
In the PR link we got.
Oh, 15 inches, huh?
Retails for $90.
Big.
Actually, according to this news article, it says the 90 is a typo. It's supposed to be 150.
What?
I'm looking at the TFW.
The price. The price.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the size.
Not 150 inches tall. $150.
Well, no. You did actually. Well, no, you did say the price was going to be 90, right?
Well, that's what. Yeah, but I also said 15 inches when you said 150. My mind went to the size.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, 150 makes more sense for a Titan class figure.
Mm-hmm. 15 inches for all the rest of the world is just over 38 centimeters tall. Yeah, that's it's big. I mean, that's big. It's definitely bigger than the original. I'll give them that. So
available for pre-order December 10th.
Cool.
I think they're phasing out the use of Convoy outside of Japan, and that's probably why. I think it's like, I think Takara will use it for things, but I don't think Hasbro is using the name Convoy anywhere.
Well, they never encouraged the use of Convoy outside of Japan, did they? I mean, they always like, just recently when we had Leo Convoy, they changed it to Leo Prime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
they could have called it Star Prime.
But Optimus Prime was also the 13th Prime, and so I think they're just playing on that. And obviously, this is like the ultimate form of Optimus Prime.
I also hate. I do not like that Optimus Prime is the 13th Prime. That's.
Mm-hmm.
What if they made it where it's Optimus Prime is 13th Prime, but only without a faceplate?
No, he cannot have a faceplate, and he cannot be the 13th Prime. Just he has to be. He can't be like the reincarnation of the 13th Prime. Just let him be his own Prime.
That's when Charles is out of the fandom. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
No Prime Jesus.
Anyway, I like this figure. I think it looks good. And definitely these pictures don't if it's going to be 15 inches tall, then these pictures really don't do the size justice. It's going to be huge. So that's really cool. So yeah, I'm going to look to pick this up at some point. Moving on to the next thing. This is Voyager class Autobot Red Alert. And
we saw Headless a week or two ago.
Yes, that's right. So we saw this in like a tan plastic. Anyway, they've got it painted, and we got a head on it. So yeah, it looks exactly like you'd think it would. So yeah.
This is Armada Red Alert, not G1 Red Alert, for everyone who's listening and can't see the video.
Yeah, obviously.
It's not obvious if you're listening to the show and you can't see the video.
Although this only says Autobot Red Alert, it does not reference Armada.
It should say something like Armada Universe or something like that.
I mean, maybe the back does.
Well, maybe since we're not in the legacy line anymore, so they're not
Yeah.
this is not a multiverse line anymore. This is just like figures in this line.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Again, no
Anyway.
minicon though. That I what I don't like is that you release Armada figures without their minicons. Give us the minicons.
Maybe they'll do a set like a select set with just minicons in it.
Yeah, because he has a minicon port on the back there. You can see it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, he looks good. I'm not interested in this. It's not. I mean, I was really not into Armada, and these figures just they don't do it for me at all. But if they do it for somebody, I'm happy because that's what the whole point of this is. Next up, this is some kind of ghost. This is I believe it's a Prime. Is this Prima Prime?
Yep. Prima.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest name. Prima Prime.
They didn't need to add the Prime at the end. They could have just called him Prime.
Redundant.
They like they don't make do they make Megatronus Prime? They just call him Megatronus the Fallen, right? Are they going to call Alpha Trion Prime when they release an Alpha Trion?
Alpha Prime Trion.
Yeah. So it's a little redundant on the name, but anyway, he's very white and gray and very he looks like a ghost.
They're saving on their paint budget with this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little bit of blue mixed in there. But he's got the Matrix blade, or I don't know what the hell they call this thing.
Star Saber.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was in Prime. So he's got the sword from Prime. His name is Primus Prime. This is just all primes all over the place. Anyway,
and the Matrix is the hilt of the sword and can also go in his chest.
Yeah.
Primes all the way down.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the episode title.
Another one for Charles's shelf.
I'm only in for Solus Prime so far.
All right, next up. This is the next collab. We're up for some new collabs, and I guess we're getting Sonic the Hedgehog. Why not? So this is Sonic and Wingtail. Wingtail and Blue Booster action figures. I don't know anything about Sonic.
The blue. This is Sonic. Wingtail is Tails. Sonic and then sidekick Tails, basically.
Okay.
And Tails is I think a cat with his tail is like he uses it like a helicopter and can fly, so that's why he turns into a plane.
A fox,
and Sonic, of course.
Well, my
fox?
son,
yeah, okay.
My son told me that he actually flies a biplane, and that's why.
Oh, really?
They did this.
Okay.
I also don't. I'm a Nintendo guy.
And of course Sonic is a speedster, so he turns into a car that goes fast.
Oh, Sonic also has two tails and biplane. Or tails.
Anyway, it looks fun. I mean, it's a cool looking set. It looks like they're smaller figures, so like these. I mean, the write up doesn't really talk about the size of the figures. And I think that's kind of in keeping with a lot of the collab figures. If I look up, a lot of them really don't talk about the size of the figure. None of them are
5 inches
in the the different collabs don't really mention that this is the deluxe and this is a Voyager and this is a leader class, whatever. Some of them just because there are molds mates with other figures, but yeah, so a 5-inch figure, that's not very big. Probably deluxe
12 and a half
size,
centimeters.
Couple deluxes, right?
Yeah.
So
this is the Sonic transforms in 27 steps. Tails is 32 steps.
Mm-hmm.
And retail price is around $50 for the pair.
Yeah, for the pair, and that's
not
actually
bad.
that's really good actually. So yeah, I'll see.
They
I'll
look like
probably
pretty
pick this up.
pretty original molds here. They don't look
Yeah.
like they're retools of anything.
I mean, how many
There
other
was a-
biplane figures do we have?
There is a biplane one out from one of the movie lines, and I can't remember who it was, but I feel like this was probably on the remold of that. It's driving me nuts that I can't remember because it was an unnamed movie figure, but like, yeah, but it was a biplane. And it looked really good too. And I never bought it, so
It's a ransack. Certainly
there you go.
not
Alex
not a
mentioned it in
remold
there,
though.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. So there is a biplane out there though. Yeah. So anyway, moving on to something dumber. These I think are the Mix Mashers.
Yep.
And these are we got a bunch of different characters in this. So let's see here. We've got on the screen right now. This is Bumblebee, Optimus Primal, and Starscream. And yeah, these are ones that we've talked about a little bit before because we saw some like preview art about it. They come apart, and you can kind of put their bits and bobs onto different bodies and create your own kind of character. This has been done over the years in different ways, but this is just the newest iteration of that kind of thing. And Mix Mashers is also a shared line with other properties as well. So you can do this with different, you can do it like I think it's a Spider-Man, and you can do that like you can do like mix them up with all kinds of different like lines. So yeah, it's
when we talked about this before, the previous line was Hero Mashers that Hasbro did, and it's the exact same thing, just and I think even these pictures are the same pictures we saw from the that we talked about a few weeks ago. So
yeah,
God, those kids are so excited.
yeah, for the check that they're going to get after the pictures are done. Yeah, so I mean, this might have been fun for me back in the day when I was trying to like build my own Transformer, but I wanted it to transform too. So I wanted to be able to create my own guy, but then it had to do something too. So anyway, it's a neat concept, and there's probably I can't think in the mind of a 3 or 4 year old. And I know that my 3-year-old would probably be eating these pieces. But
yeah, I think this is ages like 6 and up or something. I don't think this is for 3 or 4 year olds. These kids look a little bit older than that.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, these are going to be out. They're probably already out. And you can mix and match the figures and pieces and do whatever you want. It's yeah, the world's your oyster if you buy enough of them.
They're ages 4 and up.
There you go.
You can mix and mash them.
I guess we're just going to have pictures of all the different ones.
Yeah, there's an
What we got
obscene amount of
next?
pictures for this thing.
Yep.
That's the last. So
Yeah.
we'll end it on.
Got to show the Starscream one for all our Starscream
I know.
fans.
I know my duty.
Yep.
The Prime and the Megatron both come with some other accessories aside from like a blaster or like a blast effect or something. Like Prime comes with some of that orange armor. The Megatron comes with some like tank pieces or something like that.
Mhm.
I like how the mace for Optimus Primal has that little face on it that reminiscent of the original toy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little touch.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just my 40-year-old Transformer fan brain talking, but I'd love to know how much of this stuff actually moves, and because like I said, my kid at 3 could give 2 shits about this kind of stuff. He wants trains and Hot Wheels, and that's it. And even the Transformers that I do give him, which I give him some quality shit. He's got a G1 Optimus Prime right now, and because but he doesn't care. He broke it the other day, and I was pissed. But it's fine. I have 5 of them. So, but
This
like,
episode's gonna be titled Daryl's Humble Brag.
but yeah, like what the store that I help out at gets numerous collections in all the time, and there's tons of these like Hero Mashers and all the other previous iterations. Bionicles are in there, Hero Mash, all these other things that you would assemble the dude, and you're supposed to play with it, and they never do, and they're just done with it. Like, I mean, obviously Hasbro as a company is not care. They don't care if you're still playing with it after the fact. They just want that initial purchase, and they're happy, right? But like, I don't know. It drives me nuts that they're not like, they waste, in my head, they waste money on product that are so stupid that they could be putting that money into better products. Not that I want more stuff for myself, but better stuff maybe, or different, expand the line out. Like, I always bring up the same thing about those like soap bottles, right? Like, they're literally, the arms move at the shoulder and that's it, right? Like, why do they build those, right? And I see them in Toys R Us all the time. Sorry, another humble brag. We still have Toys R Us. But these things are like 3 feet tall, and they're like, they'll do one of like Darth Vader, and they'll do one of Superman, and they'll do one of, I don't know, some other character, and there's no articulation to it. I'm like, who's buying this thing, right? You know, even when I worked there, I never saw anybody buy this thing. So why are these companies putting any money into these things and they never move? I don't know. It's my frustration as a toy collector that, you know, there's way too much money getting put into what I feel as shit toys when there's the kids out there aren't buying anything, right?
I mean, you don't see it, but I mean, somebody must be buying it. And
there must be.
It's also, it's also, even if not as many people are buying it, it's also low cost. It's, you know, maybe it's low cost, low volume, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if they're not selling like hotcakes, they're cheap to make, and you still get even if they go to your Ollie's or your dollar store, they still are going to generate a profit because you can sell them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm.
You know, toy companies aren't in business to give you cool collections that you can treasure for 30 years. They just want that. They want to recoup their costs and make a profit. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Well, I mean, I'm glad we finally, like, I feel like it's been like this year has been kind of a holding pattern for Transformers toys. Like, we saw a lot of redecos, a lot of repaints at the end of the Legacy line, and it's nice to finally see new stuff coming with the Age of the Primes line. So I'm excited for this new line. I think it's really cool, and looking forward to it. So
yeah, I still feel like a lot of this last like repaints and stuff that we've been getting have been due to the layoffs and kind of figuring out the new normal and getting this new line done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, that's all our toy talk. So let's move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions podcast will return after these messages.
And Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. You can check out all our merchandise at our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. You can get all our Transformers merchandise there. I've got my Boombox Man shirt on. Jeremy's got his Transmissions 2001 shirt on there. Daryl's got his Bad Guy shirt. All those things are available at transmissionspodcast.com/tpublic. And you can pick those up there. I believe there is a 35% off sale at TeePublic right now. So if unfortunately we record a few days early, so if the sale's over, I'm sorry, but just wait. There will be another one soon. So, but yeah, TeePublic usually has those 35% off sales. So use our link, help us out. Even if you don't want to buy transmission stuff, buy anything from TeePublic using our link. So transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. All right, let's talk about the stuff we got this week. I didn't pick up anything new, but I did open one of my toys. So I opened my Legacy Chromia. So this is Cyberverse Chromia version. It is a retool of the animated Prowl from the Legacy line. And it's a cool figure. I like the motorcycle transformation. It's kind of asymmetric, so you can see even the legs are the wheels of the motorcycle, and she's a little asymmetric here, where the front and the back wheel here, and then it's a cool transformation. So I like it, and the head sculpt is nice. I don't know if you can't see it real well there, but there you go.
Nice.
But yeah. Chromia, I've liked Chromia as a character just since the IDW comics, when she got a little more depth there, and she's been in lots of current incarnations of Transformers. So yeah, cool figure. Played with it a little bit. Jeremy, I think you said you didn't have anything this week, right?
I don't. I just have some. Let me clean myself up. I just have some figures that my son left on my desk. I let him play with my toys, but he never sends to put them back where they got them. So I've been just like kind of transforming things back. But he had my Bindi Prime Nemesis version, and I say this is Thundercracker, but it's that kind of generic Seeker from that set that had kind of it had the Auto Trooper and a couple others, but it's blue, so I call him Thundercracker because I never got one. But I don't really have anything new to show.
All right, we're going to Daryl next.
Okay, well, I have a little bit of a continuation from last week. So, I haven't. If you remember from last week, I got some MicroMaster teams. I have a couple more. So these ones here are the what are these guys called? The Battle Patrol, and they're all here. So these guys are tough to show on the camera. So I just trust me, they're all here. So this one is
just lift them a few centimeters up so we can see them.
They're here.
Your name is blocking.
Come on, guys.
Put it in front of your face, Daryl.
Put them above the microphone.
This isn't the first time you've been on camera before.
This is killing me here.
One at a time. I'm gonna do
one at a time. Give me a moment here, guys. Come on. Give me a break. So this is Big Shot. Oh yeah. This is Sidetrack. And this is Flak. This is Sunrunner. So that completes the Battle Patrol for me. And then I got another one here. This is a little different than the ones I showed last week and the week before. This is the Astro Squad. So these are a little bigger. These ones are... So this is Phaser and Blast Master. So these ones are the doubles. They come apart and they'll make a dude. Whatever. The two dudes make one alt mode. So that's a shuttle.
Divisions.
Is that what they were called?
in the comics.
in the IDW comics.
Okay. This is Barrage and Heave again. Yeah. And then this one's going to drive me nuts because this is Moon Rock and Missile Master. Missile Master missing something integral.
He's a master.
It's going to drive me absolutely insane because that missile is a very generic looking missile, and I am going to have a hell of a time finding that thing. So if anyone out there has a missile for Missile Master, let me know and we can talk. I do have one other thing
More
here.
like Missile Miser.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible. I picked up a so this is a instruction manual. French too? No. This is an instruction manual for G1 Skystalker. So a figure I have that I thought, oh wow, cool, a manual for that thing. So I've got it now. I've got the manual. Figure's complete plus a manual, which I always feel is like that's like extra complete. And then this, I hadn't gone to Value Village in a long time. I stopped there. I was looking. I had to attend a funeral last week, and I needed a shirt. I needed a button down, and I was like, I got to go to Value Village. So I went and I bought a shirt, and while there, I was like, well, I have to go and look at the toy section at least. So I did, and there was this massive thing. It is the big ass center console piece for the GoBots Guardian guy. So he's yeah. I need the limbs now. The 4 limbs plus the
big
accessory,
walker.
Yeah. So he's a little yeah. It's the. I mean, honestly, I see the limbs more often than I've ever seen this thing. So I was like, $4. I'll pick this thing up for $4. So yeah, still got the price tag on it. It's right there. So there you go, $4. Yeah, but the previous owner was a very small child and stuck stickers all over this thing. But nothing on an actual other sticker. So I find that hilarious. So peel those off and get it all cleaned up. But it's in great shape other than the stickers. So once it's cleaned up, it'll look fantastic. But yeah. Anyway, other than that, it's business as usual around here. Bunch of MicroMasters added to the G1 collection.
All right. Okay, Mike, you're up. It's been a little while since we had you on, so hopefully you've built up a little stockpile here. So let's see what you got.
I think I did. So starting off, a couple of comics, issues 12, 13, and 14 of Transformers. Nice easy start on that one. I'm not certain if I showed these off on the last time I was on. I don't think I did, but there might be 1 or 2 duplicates on this one, so we'll soldier on. Don't worry. Enigma of Combination source book for the role-playing game. It's always nice. And the latest of the deck building game expansions, the Unicron expansion, Chaos Unleashed. Now, on top of that, I did find at a Newbury Comics for like $10 the character journal for the role-playing game. I didn't pick this up like back when they first released it because it was like $20-something. I'm like, I don't need to spend that much on a character journal. But it was on clearance at a Newbury Comics randomly, so you know what? Why not? I'll go ahead and grab that. A friend of mine gave me his copy of the War for Cybertron 360 game. I had this and Fall back in the day, and when my Xbox died, I'm just like, all right, I'm just getting rid of all this shit. and all the accessories, all the games, everything I had for it. I just popped it all up on eBay, and then it went. Kind of regret getting rid of the Transformers ones, but at this point, it's just collectible. I can't actually play it or anything. So, plus I have it on Steam, so not really too concerned.
Yep.
Another friend found the Hot Wheels Bumblebee for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got a lot of good friends.
All right.
What are friends?
You need to go outside to find those, Jeremy.
What is outside?
I found a Road Pig at my local Target. I just need to pick up one more of the Junkion parts formers, and I think I will have all of them. And then I can build the crazy Junkion combiner that everyone has been building. So I think I'm missing. Yeah, Junkosaurus. I think I'm missing the purple car, and I forget its name.
Oh yeah, that was the female Decepticon Junkion.
Yeah.
Ramage?
Is that it?
Is it
No, that's from the
that's
comics.
Okay.
Her name was something different in the toy. I forget.
Crash Bar?
No, that's the motorcycle.
No. Oh, okay. Picked up the next one in my set of the big ship combiner that I'm working on. This is going to turn into the last arm. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful looking figure. So much detail on this thing. It's just, yeah, it's amazing. There's only one more figure left to go. It's going to be the leg, and it's already on pre-order, so hopefully it should be coming out pretty soon. And then I'll have to show off the entire thing on trips to the store. Found this little guy on clearance on TF Source about a month or two ago. This is Bless, I believe his name is. And it is effectively a Legend scale head for the Titans Return Fort Max. I forget the company this was from. Not Newage, but I think it is one of the companies that does a lot of the smaller figures. But one of the cool things is, even, I'm not going to try pulling it off, but even the head is the double target or the double headmaster thing on it. That thing is so tiny. It's like the size of my thumbnail.
By the way, the purple Junkion is Axle Grease. I just looked her up.
There you go. Let's see here. The Agent Knight just came in. Haven't opened it up yet. And yeah, well, can't show anything.
Not included.
Right. So I'll be looking forward to opening that up pretty soon. And the last thing was a birthday gift from my girlfriend, and she got me the Lego Optimus Prime.
Nice.
Cool.
So is that everyone on the podcast who now has it?
I don't think Daryl got it.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Close though.
He hates fun.
Yeah, that was a cool figure. Putting that together, seeing how all the joints came together, and how you can see the transformation as you're putting the toy together. It was really cool.
Yeah. Completely. Yeah, no, it was a very fun build. It took most of an evening to do it, but it was a good time though. Actually, I think I see yours in there, Jeremy, right next to your head. Yeah, nice.
It's great. I have him posed giving thumbs up.
Yeah, and I think I agree with Alex over there. I'm probably going to be skipping out on the Lego B, although the rumored Soundwave one seems kind of appealing. Might have to get
any character that's basically a box. I think Lego will do well.
Yes, exactly.
I did get the Lego Bumblebee, but I have not put him together yet. So I need to do that.
Put them next to your model kit.
All my unopened model kits.
So mean. All right, so not a lot of expensive things, but a lot of volume, certainly.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it for Trips to the Store, and let's move on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
Okay, well, that's all we've got for this episode of Transmissions. We had lots of cool stuff to talk about. It was a full week, so hope you guys enjoyed that. And we will be back for alt mode later in the week, where we are reviewing Transformers number 15 from Skybound. So look forward to that. That's coming in just a couple days, and we will see you then. So thanks everyone for watching and listening. Of course, at the end of every episode, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. So that's why they get a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forex Levengood and Steve C. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for continuing to support us. We really appreciate it. And Mike, we really appreciate you. Thank you again for hanging out with us this week. If there's anything else you want to plug or talk about, let her rip. Of course, we know Empire of Rust is still going strong. So anything else, or just Empire of Rust itself, let it.
You keep stealing my thunder, man. Yep. As of right now, just Empire of Rust. Keep on going with that, and yeah, look forward to some interesting stuff coming up for it in the next couple of months.
Awesome. All right, everyone, check that out at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. And of course, if you are a Donatron, you get all the episodes a week early, and all uncut. The uncut versions, unedited, so you get that. That bonus content. So thanks everyone for supporting us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.